Here's your Parkinson's 101. So deep in our brain, in our brainstem, we have some cells, neurons, nerve cells, that are responsible for producing dopamine. And dopamine is a chemical messenger, a neurotransmitter. Basically, our nerve cells do everything all other cells do, but they also are great communicators, generally. So those cells that produce dopamine degenerate over time in someone with Parkinson's disease. And they're really important because they're part of a network of interconnected cells that are responsible for the kind of the smoothness, the initiation, the amplitude of how we move. So it's not like a stroke where if you have a stroke, you may not be able to move a part of your body. It's actually, I can move, but the smoothness and how large those movements are, the initiation of those movements are more difficult. Now, the shortage of dopamine leads to what we say are the motor symptoms. There's a few motor symptoms of Parkinson's you've probably heard of. There's a tremor often. There can be rigidity, and there can also be slowness of movement, which we call bradykinesia. And then finally, towards the later stages of Parkinson's, there can be problems with balance and gait. Now, what people don't realize is there's other problems that happen in Parkinson's. So dopamine has some other effects. It has some other pathways it's influential on. So it has a pathway that affects your emotion and potentially your mood. So anxiety and depression can be seen. There's a pathway that can go to what we think about as where our brain controls our executive functions. So there could be cognitive effects. And then finally, this is kind of like the bad news as you read the science, is that it's really a cellular problem too. So there are problems in the cells where your energy producing factories, your mitochondria, let me take you back to like science, and the cleanup, recycling, and waste disposal systems in your cell, the lysosomes also over time become dysfunctional. And so we see things even in the peripheral nervous system, like the autonomic nervous system that controls your digestion and your heart rate and sweating. So it's really a multi-system disorder, even though it's called a motor disorder. And I'll say one last thing, and I'll probably say it more than once, and that is that the one thing about Parkinson's that is absolutely true is it plays out differently in everyone. So the particular symptoms you might have, the particular parts of your body that are affected, the speed at which you progress is really variable, and the timing of that is uncertain.